Welcome to your path to freedom from migraine attacks. Imagine waking up pain free, ready to embrace the day with energy, purpose, no longer held back by the relentless grip of migraine attacks. Welcome to this transformative masterclass designed to help you take control of your migraine attacks and claim the life you deserve. Whether migraine attacks have plagued you for years and years, or you are, it's a more recent struggle for you, this session will provide you with actionable tools and insight that go beyond temporal fixes. Together, we will explore how to address the root causes and create a sustainable plan for your relief. What you will gain from this masterclass. By the end of this session, you will walk away with a fresh perspective on migraine relief. You'll be able to understand how avoiding specific toxins in your diet, environment, and the home can reduce your migraine sensitivity. You'll discover the intricate connection between your brain and your body that may be contributing to your migraine attacks. Secondly, you will gain a personalized approach. You will learn why restoring your metabolic health is crucial, even if you think you already are living a healthy lifestyle. And third, you'll get practical three-step system. You walk away with a straightforward step-by-step method to integrate these elements into your daily life. This isn't just another temporal fix. It is a comprehensive roadmap to lasting relief. Let's take a moment to reflect before we dive into this masterclass. Think about your journey with migraine attacks and the life you aspire to reclaim. Can you recall a time when migraine attacks didn't dictate your plans? Do you long for days filled with energy, free from the constant dread of an attack? How would your life improve if you could focus on your goals, your relationships, and the passion without being weighed down by pain? Hold on to that vision. It's closer than you think. Who is this masterclass for? This session is for anyone ready to break free from the cycle of trial and error treatments and seeking a proven, personalized approach, completely personalized approach. You will benefit from this masterclass if you've tried everything. Despite working with healthcare professionals, trying medication, diet, supplements, nothing has provided lasting relief. You are seeking lasting results. You are done with short term fixes and are ready for a comprehensive solution that addresses the root causes. You are feeling stuck. You wonder why what works for others doesn't work for you. And you're really feeling frustrated about the lack of your progress. You are ready for change. You are committed to reclaim your health and you're ready to follow an actionable plan to reduce migraine frequency and intensity. What can you expect? This session will empower you to understand why your migraine attacks are more than just a headache issue and how addressing your whole body can lead to profound improvements. You will learn a systemic approach to reduce the frequency, intensity, and the duration of your migraine attacks. And you'll be able to start implementing a personalized strategy to take back control of your life. Before we get into it, let me just give you a word of encouragement. Listen, I know firsthand how challenging migraine attacks can be, how they can make you feel stuck, frustrated, and hopeless. But the fact that you are here today shows your courage and your commitment to finding a better way. Relief is possible, and this is your first step towards your transformation. Stick with me through this session, and I will guide you towards a life where migraine attacks no longer define your days. Let's embark on this journey together, and by the end, you will be equipped with the tools to reclaim your energy, your freedom, and your joy. Let's get started. So, understanding the complexity of migraine attacks, we need to look at the problems, the root causes, and the path to relief. Migraine attacks are deeply misunderstood and they are debilitating neurological condition, not merely a severe headache. They can disrupt every aspect of your life, your personal life, your professional life, your social life. For those battling chronic migraine attacks, the struggle is both physical and emotional, rooted in the unpredictability of the attacks. And it really takes a toll. It takes a toll on your daily life. They take a huge toll on your daily living. Common struggles faced by those living with chronic migraines are you have exhaustion from trying countless medications that either fail to work or lose their effectiveness over time. You have the frustration with healthcare providers who focus on the surface level treatment without addressing the underlying causes. You're dealing with the hesitation to make plans or commitment due to the constant fear of an attack. You have that anxiety that you'll get an attack. You have a loss of energy, productivity, and joy, leaving you feeling like a shadow of your true self. The emotional weight of living with migraine attacks can be as crippling as the physical pain. And this cycle of fear, frustration, and fatigue is not your fault. It's a reflection of how misunderstood migraine attacks truly are. But you know what? There is hope. By understanding the root causes of migraine attacks, you can break free from the cycle and reclaim your life. Education and the root cause. We get to have a deeper dive into this. Migraine, to effectively address migraine attacks, we must move beyond identifying your triggers to uncovering the underlying mechanism driving that condition. Your migraine isn't one dimensional problem, but a more complex interplay of neurological, physiological, and environmental factors. The hyper alert nervous system, so that is your fight or flight mode, is an overdraft. What happens here is that people with chronic migraine attacks often have a hyperactive nervous system that is kind of locked in the heightened state of the fight or flight mode. And sometimes I add the freeze mode. And over time, this hyperactivity lowers your brain's threshold for tolerating stimuli. And now, everyday experiences, like for example, eating chocolate, exposure to bright lights, or even the weather changing, becomes a trigger. Not because they are the root cause, but because your system is already on edge. Why does this even matter? Why this matters is because managing this stimuli, right, is very helpful. But resetting your nervous system is much more critical for your long-term relief. The second thing that you need to look at is a conditioned pain responses in your brain. So you have this cycle of misguided protection. And what happens is that over time, your brain associates specific events or substances, like again, chocolate, perfumes, with a migraine attack. So this now creates a conditioned response where even a minor exposure can trigger the pain. This is kind of your brain's misguided attempt to protect you. Inadvertently, it is actually reinforcing the migraine cycle. So the key is to understand, for you understanding and retraining these patterns. That is the cornerstone of an effective treatment. The third part is the gut-brain connection, this two-way street, right? And key factor that play a role here is the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is a communication path linking your gut and your brain. Stress or dysfunction in one area impacts the other. You also have inflammation. So your poor gut health can trigger a systemic inflammation, and this aggravates your nervous system, and so now it reduces your migraine threshold. Then I'm not sure if you've heard of serotonin, with 90% of your serotonin produced in your gut. Imbalances here can worsen your mood, can cause nausea, and even pain perception. Addressing your gut health is essential for reducing inflammation and improving your overall neurological resistance. The fourth one is the stress pain feedback loop. This is a vicious cycle. And what happens here is that chronic stress primes your nervous system for migraine attacks, making the attacks more frequent and severe. And then what can happen now is that each migraine attack generates more stress, and so the cycle carries on. Learning the stress reduction techniques and retraining your nervous system can significantly reduce your migraine frequency and even the severity. Traditional migraine treatments, they fall short. Conventional treatments often fail to provide lasting relief because they focus on managing your symptoms rather than addressing the root causes. Here is why many solutions miss the mark. So you have your painkiller, you take a painkiller or your acute treatment. These might provide temporary relief, but they don't address the underlying neurological systemic issue. And another thing is every migraine, every person that is living with migraine is unique. Yet you find that the treatment often ignores your individual differences in your genetics, in your lifestyle, in your biochemistry. And without a clear roadmap, cycling through medications and you're doing all the elimination diet or supplements can worsen your symptoms or even create a secondary problem like medication overuse headaches. Conventional medicine often neglects key contributors like your gut health, your hormonal imbalances, and environmental toxins. The complexity of your migraine attacks is a whole body condition. Migraine attacks are not isolated to just your head. They involve multiple interconnected systems across your whole body. This makes them inherently complex and resistant to simple solution. The whole body connection. So your migraine attacks are linked to your gut health, your mood disorder, your hormonal imbalances, and so much more. For example, imbalances in the gut brain axis or even oxidative stress can exacerbate symptoms. Then we have the multi pathway also plays a part. And what that does is it, you have triggers including inflammation, hormonal fluctuation, and cellular energy depletion. And then you also have the your neurotransmitters dysfunctioning. You have you need to be addressing one path at a time. And sometimes addressing just one path often is not enough. So you have to address each different path that you then find out about. Every individual, every individual's migraine pattern is unique and it evolves over time. So this needs a tailored approach. So having a dynamic and personalized factor plays a role. We want to have a dynamic approach. Environmental toxins, chronic low-grade inflammation, and dietary sensitivity are often ignored in traditional care. So they overlook the root causes. A key insight that I want you to take, there are lots of points I want you to take out of this is migraine attacks demand a holistic approach. Migraine attacks are multifaceted conditions requiring a multifaceted solution. By addressing the root causes, such as the nervous system dysregulation, your gut health, and stress, you can raise your migraine threshold and achieve lasting relief. This isn't about maxing symptoms. It is about empowering yourself with the knowledge and the tools to heal holistically. With the right approach, migraine attacks can be managed effectively, and in some cases, their frequency and intensity can be dramatically reduced. Are you ready to take control of your migraine attacks? Let's explore the practical steps to break the cycle and reclaim your life. From brain headaches to breakthrough. I'll be sharing my story. As a child growing up in Nigeria, I was no stranger to debilitating headaches. These were no ordinary headaches, and I called them with my childlike mentality and brain. I called them brain headaches because they were unlike anything I had experienced before. The pain was excruciating, and this was accompanied by vomiting and overwhelming need to just retreat into a dark room, into complete darkness, but in a place where the sun is always blazing from morning till evening. Finding solace in darkness felt impossible. I missed countless days of school, crawled up in tears, unable to escape the relentless pain. Painkillers like paracetamol did nothing, and drinking water didn't help. At just 12 years old, my life revolved around these episodes. These weren't tied to hormones or hormonal changes. I hadn't even started my period, yet the headaches robbed me of a normal childhood, leaving me isolated and misunderstood. A new environment, I still had the same struggle. When my family moved to the UK, I thought leaving Nigeria's relentless heat might elevate my suffering. While the headaches became less frequent, they still struck with a vengeance whenever they came. I vividly remembered one episode during a meeting in London. I was now in my early 30s. My head felt as if it would explode, throbbing, tight, and relentless. I tried to push through that meeting, but eventually I collapsed as I was walking out of the meeting because I couldn't take it anymore. I collapsed at the lobby. The paramedics rushed me to the nearest hospital, and it turned out to be a nearby specialist hospital. And though I recovered from that episode, the cause of my headaches remained a mystery. I kept replaying that day in my mind, trying to identify a trigger. I hadn't consumed gluten, wheat, or dairy. I, I had done the elimination diet. I eliminated all those things from my diet decades ago. The only difference was I washed my hair that day, that morning. But surely that couldn't have been the cause. I wondered. You know, in in the years that followed, my migraine attacks began to take even greater toll on my life. As a contractor working for myself, missing work meant no pay, and migraine attack often forced me to cancel shifts. I eventually took a permanent role, but the stress and the lack of understanding from colleagues and my manager made the traditional 9 to 5 life unbearable. Then came the breaking point 2 weeks before my board pharmacy examination. I felt critically ill, was hospitalized for over 2 months, and during my stay, I endured relentless headaches that left me incapacitated. Despite numerous tests that they did MRI, they did CT scan, all the results showed nothing. Once discharged, I was still plagued with excruciating pain and could barely concentrate or study for my exam. In desperation, I contacted my specialist nurse who advised me to return to the hospital. This time, a neurologist dug deeper into my history, and when I described the brain headaches I had experienced as a child, everything clicked for them. Finally, I had a diagnosis of migraine attacks. The neurologist prescribed a medication that worked within hours, bringing me relief I hadn't felt in decades. Those I got discharged. Though I got discharged at midnight, imagine getting discharged at midnight in London, and I don't live in London. I live outside of London. I now had to navigate my way back home. I finally had a name for my suffering, and I decided to create a path to recovery. After passing my board examination, I found myself at rock bottom. I was tutoring when I had the strength, but I was unemployed, recovering from this health crisis. and dependent on benefit. A benefit officer cruelly dismissed my effort to build my business, laughing at me and declaring it wasn't viable. Her words cut deeply, leaving me ashamed and depressed. I had been here before. A few years earlier, I had attempted suicide, and now those dark thoughts began to creep back. My mental health plummeted, and it felt as though everything I had tried ended in failure. But then I made a decision. I refused to let migraine attacks, chronic pain, and the despair define my life. I poured countless hours into research, studying everything I could about migraine attacks, nutrition, overall health. Slowly, a breakthrough began to emerge. I discovered a formula that finally worked, addressing the root cause of my migraine attacks, of the chronic pain, rather than just the symptoms. The breakthrough and a new purpose. Today, I am a clinical pharmacist. I'm actually a clinically enhanced pharmacist independent prescriber. And that means I can diagnose and prescribe for my specialist area, which is migraine. So I am a pharmacist with over a decade of experience in community and hospital setting. Before becoming a pharmacist, I worked at some of the world's leading pharmaceutical companies. My journey hasn't just been about surviving migraine attacks, it has been about transforming them into a source of empowerment. I have spent years researching the best tools, the best food, and lifestyle changes to support a healthier life, investing in thousands of pounds in understanding what truly works. Now, I help others achieve the same breakthrough using my personal and professional experience to guide them. Here is my message of hope for you. If you're battling migraine attack and you feel like nothing works, I want you to know that there is hope. I have walked the path. I have walked through despair, misdiagnosis, and countless failed treatments, and I've emerged on the other side. Relief is possible, and you don't have to face this journey alone. Migraine attacks may have taken years of my life, but they have also given me purpose. I am here to share what I have learned to help you reclaim your health and to show you that a life free from pain is within reach. Together, we can turn your struggles into a story of triumph. Expanded mistakes, chronic migraine, people that live with chronic migraine, they make. So I'm going to be sharing with you below. There are expanded version of common mistakes people with chronic migraine attack they make, emphasizing their implication and their underlying issue is what I'll be sharing with you. So number one, The mistake that I see a lot is not getting an appropriate diagnosis. Many people turn to self-diagnosis based on based on um, anecdotal evidence or even generalized symptoms, which often leads to mismanagement of their condition. Without a proper diagnostic tool, distinguishing between migraine with aura from other neurological disorder, they are missed. And incorrect or misdiagnosis, failing to identify coexisting issues such as medication overuse headaches or other secondary headache disorder can really delay effective treatment. This leaves the root cause of the migraine attack unaddressed and it perpetuates ineffective treatment cycle. I hear people say they've got a migraine and they go to the chemist and then they buy a migraine medication. When you haven't found out the the root cause, that can become a problem. While genetics may play a significant role, overlooking lifestyle factors such as your sleep, stress, or even dietary influences, you miss opportunities for an effective intervention. There is micronutrient deficiency, like if you're deficient in magnesium, vitamin B2, CoQ10, all these deficiencies are often overlooked, even though evidence suggests supplementation might help reduce your migraine frequency. Not finding out the root cause. So, for example, you might have complex triggers. So, if you misattribute the cause of a singular factor, like maybe a specific food, without considering multifactorial triggers, this can lead to confusion and ineffective management of your migraine. Another mistake that I have seen is not treating it appropriately. Remember, I mentioned to you that people will say they'll self-diagnose and say they've got a migraine, and then they'll go to the chemist, go to the pharmacist, and ask for medication. And an inappropriate diagnosis often leads to inappropriate medication. The amount of people that come into the pharmacy asking for codeine for their migraine is alarming. Using opioids or frequent over-the-counter pain medication can worsen your migraine. This is via the medication overuse. And then even unnecessary treatment, so adopting aggressive treatment without fully understanding the migraine type or even the trigger threshold can exacerbate your symptoms or even cause new complication. One other mistake that many people make is the lack of persistence. They just give up too soon. Accepting chronic pain as an inevitable condition can result in a passive approach to management. This mindset may discourage you from seeking advanced therapy or even a second opinion. Dwelling on the condition as a burden rather than pursuing actionable solution undermines self-efficacy and resilience. This can manifest as reluctance to engage with specialists or even dismissing potential lifestyle changes. Now, another mistake that many make is what I call failing the gray matter. And failing the gray matter reflects a deeper issue that hinges on you getting an effective management of your chronic migraine attack. I'll explain each of the elements to you. Each of these elements they emphasize behavior and attitude that sabotages your progress. So, number one, the G, gratitude, not being grateful and just complaining, constant complaining, chronic migraine. Those living with chronic migraine may focus on on their pain, and the challenges that they are going through without acknowledging small victories or even progress that they've made. This mindset fosters negativity, which can increase stress. And there is a well there, there, there there is research to support this as well. Lack of gratitude, neglecting to appreciate supportive people or even your own incremental improvement can alienate potential allies like your family, your friends, healthcare professionals who could even offer you meaningful help. Your lack of gratitude can alienate them. The R is rebalancing your gut. You eat and you drink anything, neglecting your gut health. Because remember, I talked to you about the connection between migraine attacks and gut health is well documented. Issues like nausea or slow digestion during a migraine attacks, they are common. Yet, dietary habits that could um, get rid of this, for example, eating whole food or nutrient dense food, they are often ignored. Consuming known triggers such as processed food, drinking excessive caffeine, or even alcohol without moderation can exacerbate your migraine frequency. Caffeine, yes, is a double-edged sword, but this is why having a personalized care is helpful. Caffeine might not be what is good for you, and it might be what can reduce your migraine. But then again, remember I talked about medication overuse headaches. Could it be what is even triggering your migraine? Allowing unnecessary toxins, whether it is excessive medication leading to the medication overuse headaches or even environmental triggers like poor air quality or harsh lighting. Failure to address this makes the migraine attack even more. It perpetuates migraine attacks. Emotional toxin, holding on to stress, frustration, or even resentment adds to the psychological toll. and may amplify the physical symptoms. Another aspect of the gray matter that many people fail is not taking atomic actions, avoiding small, consistent steps. Many people that are living with chronic pain, chronic migraine attacks, they procrastinate on small yet impactful habits. For example, tracking your symptoms, maintaining hydration, or improving sleep hygiene. These atomic actions are crucial to sustained progress. Sporadic attempts at lifestyle changes or even treatment rather than consistent and systematic effort yields little improvement. Inconsistency in your effort doesn't pay. The final failure that I've seen is not showing up for yourself, for your true self, appearing weak, depressed, or irritable. Many that are managing chronic migraine attacks often lead to a sense of helplessness and irritability. Failing to communicate effectively with your employers, healthcare providers, or even your loved ones about the true impact of the condition, it undermines potential support. Defining oneself solely by the condition and neglecting their passions, hobbies, or professional aspiration diminishes self-worth. And this now creates a feedback loop of physical and emotional strain. The gray matter is a powerful concept for you to work on. When you're grateful, when you rebalance your gut, when you get rid of toxins, when you start taking atomic action, and when you show up for your true self, that is the foundation of you seeing great progress. Breaking the cycle of chronic migraine mismanagement, I came up with the triple A pathway to relief. And this is awareness, action, and accountability. Acknowledge the mistakes and how they've impacted your migraine management. Take action at implementing appropriate strategies in diagnosis, treatment, and lifestyle changes. And regularly evaluate your progress, adapt and maintain commitment to your progress. This roadmap highlights the common mistakes made in managing chronic migraine attacks and provides a structured pathway to overcome them for long-term relief. Understanding the core problem is critical, really critical. Before achieving relief, it is critical to recognize and address the mistakes, preventing effective migraine management. And these mistakes, they fall into key categories. I went through them with you. So the diagnosis part, the phase one diagnosis, so not getting appropriate diagnosis. You're self-diagnosing, you you are getting an incorrect diagnosis, perhaps from a healthcare professional, or you decide to follow someone on social media, and then based on the symptoms that they've listed, you now say, okay, yeah, that's what I have. The solution to this is to seek professional evaluation, consult a specialist for a comprehensive test. So there are different advanced diagnostic tests you can take. Here is a case study, and Vanessa, I've changed a name and image for confidential purposes, but Vanessa is a 34-year-old event planner and has struggled with frequent debilitating, what she called, headaches since her early 20s. Despite visiting multiple care providers, her symptoms was often dismissed as stress-related. Vanessa resorted to self-diagnose, relying heavily on anecdotal advice from online forums and over-the-counter medication. Her lack of clarity about her condition led to years of ineffective treatment, causing her to lose out on professional opportunities. The financial stress compounded her challenges. She had taken on so much debt after years of inconsistent work. She signed up with us, and I put her on the AAA pathway in my migraine relief mastery program that I lead. And through this pathway, Vanessa began to explore the root cause of her misdiagnosis and the impact on her life. We went through the AAA, and her result was that by the 26 weeks, her her attacks had reduced by 60%. With better health, she began to tackle her financial issues, creating a more stable and fulfilling lifestyle. Second phase that we look at is understanding the root cause. Beyond genetics, other triggers may include micronutrient deficiency, lifestyle factors, and chronic stress. What we do is that we examine your nutritional imbalances. So there's a test you need to go through, find out if you're imbalanced in magnesium, vitamin B2, if hormonal fluctuation plays a part in it. And then we implement the lifestyle analysis, so identifying your environmental and dietary triggers. An example is Lola. Lola, a 27-year-old graphic designer that had an underlying health condition of chronic um, illness. And while her autoimmune condition was under management, she had never considered that it could be influencing her migraine attacks. Anyway, she came to us. We implemented the AAA from our migraine relief mastery program, which I'll talk to you a little bit more about. And after that, after going through the process, she reported a 50% reduction in her migraine frequency and felt more empowered to manage her overall health. Her renewed energy allowed her to explore creative opportunities and strengthen her personal relationship. Implementing the triple A, we do it's individualistic. You see that everybody, the two that I've shared with you right now, they've gone through the triple A. She realized that she had been oversimplifying her triggers and ignoring the interconnected nature of her current health issue, particularly, because she had lupus. She had ignored the role it played in her migraine. So the action that she now took is that she discovered that her lifestyle choices, combined with the complexity of her autoimmune condition, were amplifying her migraine. So with our support, our guidance, and the group support, she began to track her progress and, and she participated in discussions, gaining the confidence to address her health in a more holistic way. The third phase is treatment. One of the mistakes is inappropriate treatment. With an incorrect diagnosis, you get an incorrect medication that you don't need, and there's an over reliance on medication. The solution is we work with you, right, and we work with you to develop a tailored pharmacological and non-pharmacological strategy. Regularly, we assess the effectiveness and we make adjustments when needed to whatever medication or supplementation you might have been given. Amara has an invisible disability and was mismanaging it. She is an accountant with sickle cell disease, and she experienced severe migraine attacks that were frequently misattributed to her genetic condition. That's one of the things I noticed. There are many people that have chronic pain and then they come in with head issues, migraine, or headaches. Most of them, they just put it down to, oh, it's their genetic disorder, is either their lupus or their sickle cell. Healthcare providers will often prescribe high dose of painkillers, which only worsens symptoms over time. And Amara felt trapped in a cycle of ineffective treatment and frequent absence from work, leaving her feeling isolated and undervalued. We implemented the AAA when she joined the Migraine Relief Mastery Program. And after 6 months in that program, Amara experienced a 65% reduction in migraine frequency. She regained confidence at work and began advocating for better understanding and accommodation of invisible disabilities. The program helped Amara recognize that relying on painkillers without addressing the root cause of her migraine attack was exacerbating her condition. Right? Following my framework, it provided her with insight into the pattern of her attacks, empowering her to focus on the underlying issue rather than just quick fixes. The fourth phase is commitment to the process. Lack of persistency or just giving up, believing that, oh, that's my lot in life with migraine. You just say, okay, that's it. I'll always have migraine. But there are thousands and millions of people that used to have migraine and no longer have migraine. They have remission over it. I'm one of the people that don't suffer with migraine anymore. I'm not living with migraine anymore. And you can too. Believing migraine attacks are your lot in life leads to resignation, and you just keep repeating the ineffective cycle. Stay the course. Track your progress. Understand that finding the right combination of treatment takes time and dedication. Keep a migraine diary to identify improvement and setback. Rachel, 42-year-old teacher, she lived paycheck to paycheck with mounting debt that was causing her so much pressure, so much stress. She had tried several treatments over the years, and she just said, well, that's my lot in life, and she stopped seeking help. This passive approach left her stuck in a cycle of pain and frustration, impacting her ability to work effectively and maintain a consistent income. When she joined the program, we implemented the AAA, helping her to uncover her tendency to give up too soon when the treatment don't work. It yielded immediate results. She realized her financial situation added stress, which further exaggerated her migraine attack. In the program, she was able to see that her chronic migraine attacks had prevented her from making meaningful progress. And the holistic model showed her the connection between her health and her financial stability. She was engaging in the support group, and in a few weeks, she saw a 55% reduction in her migraine attack, and she regained confidence in her ability to manage her health and finances. She developed a plan to improve her financial stability while maintaining a newfound lifestyle balance. The fifth phase is a mindset shift. It's so easy to embrace victimhood, complaining and blaming external factors, avoiding responsibility for personal health choices. Eating poor diet, procrastination, it all plays a part. The solution is take ownership of your health journey. Practice gratitude, pray, and also practice mindfulness that reinforces inner strength. Commit to making informed decisions and consistently implement the decisions that you make. So Elena came in, she's a 38-year-old sales manager, and She often expressed frustration and negativity about her migraine attack, focusing on what she couldn't do rather than on her progress. Her constant complaining strained her relationships with her partner and her colleagues. Feeling unsupported, she grew more isolated and stressed, worsening her migraine attacks and impacting her performance at work. When she came to us, immediately we implemented the AAA pathway, and she realized that her negativity and lack of gratitude were compounding her stress. She had stress and anxiety, and I remember her, it, it was so much because she would be anxious about today and then anxious about tomorrow and even 10 years, things that have not even happened or will not even happen. She'll be stressed about that. So that compounded her migraine. She went from having chronic, chronic migraine, having over 15 migraine attacks a month. I guided her to reflect on the impacts of her attitude, her behavior, even her language on her overall health, because all that plays a role. With the supportive network that we have, the group, the community that we have, and her realizing that she was in a safe space to express herself while learning from others to build that inner strength, she began to adopt a more balanced outlook. Her, she went from having 15 a month to less than even 6 a month, and she's on that journey. Her improved mindset led to stronger personal and professional relationships. She began to approach her life with great optimism and gratitude. The pathway to relief works: awareness, action, accountability. Acknowledge the mistakes that you've made. We all make mistakes, but now is a new beginning, a new day. Set zero. Let's start again. Take action. Implement the appropriate strategies in diagnosis. Get diagnosed accurately by a specialist. They'll give you the appropriate treatment plan, and then regularly evaluate your progress. Successful people and the path to results. Let me share a crucial insight about what separates successful people from those who continue to struggle. The difference between struggle and success. Successful people, they don't spend their time, they don't spend endless time trying to figure things out on their own. Instead of them asking, how can I do this by myself? They ask better questions. This mindset is key. It is the key. Why is that? Because no one succeeds in isolation. The truth is, If you already knew exactly what to do, you'd have done it. You'd have solved your problems by now. But since you are here, it's clear you are ready for guidance. You're ready for support and a proven method to get you results. You have two choices here. This is the struggle line versus the success line. Imagine these two paths. You're on this road, your future, and you have these two paths. The struggle line, where you try to navigate this journey all by yourself alone. You're repeating the same trial and error cycle that keeps you stuck. The success line is where you find the right coach, proven strategies, and support to move you forward efficiently and effectively. Right now, these two paths are really close together. You are at a critical juncture where you have a choice to make. Choosing the right path can determine your outcome. Down the road, the gap between these paths, they will grow wider and wider. And this will make it harder to transition from Struggleville to Success Express. But today, you have the power to stay on the success line. Success or struggle? I said to you, those that are successful, they ask, who? Who can help me? Those that have been struggling year after year, they ask, how can I do it myself? Successful people ask who. And why is this important? Instead of spending years piecing together scattered advice and expensive treatment, successful people, they invest in the right guidance to accelerate their journey. They know the value of working with someone who has already been through the process. They understand, they know the person understands the roadblocks and can provide a clear map to guide them to reach their goals. By choosing the success line, you are not just saving yourself time, you are actually avoiding the frustration and the exhaustion of doing it all alone. You are setting yourself up for breakthrough that once felt impossible. Your decision matters. So ask yourself, do I want to keep trying the same old things and hoping I get a different result? There is a name they call that. Trying the same thing over and over and again, expecting a different result, is called insanity, according to Einstein. Or you could ask yourself this question: do I want to work with someone who's already helped others achieve what I desire? Someone who can help me create real, lasting change. You're here right now. Right now, you've already taken the first step by engaging in this training. That shows your commitment to finding a better way. Staying on the success line means taking the next step, choosing to work with someone who can guide you through a proven solution and lead you to the life you've always dreamt of, you've always envisioned. Your future, it starts now. You are closer than you think to achieving the freedom and the control you've been seeking. The decision you make today can set the course for a brighter, pain free future. When I hear people say they've had migraine, they've been suffering with migraine since they were 20 years old, 15 years old, and now they are in their 50s and 60s, I say to myself, what? This is something that you could have sorted out years ago. But many people, they choose the struggle express, the struggleville, instead of going for the success express. Let's make sure it's the decision that keeps you moving forward. Make that decision to be on the success road. Success express is possible. Your success isn't just possible, it's waiting for you. Let's take that step together. Now, who is this program not for? While I would love to help everyone, this program isn't the right fit for everyone. Honestly, it isn't. Honesty is key here, and I want to be honest with you. I want to ensure that to you are aligned and set up for success. And this program is not for you if you are unwilling to commit your time to your healing. If you cannot dedicate 30 minutes a day to focus on your well being, this program might not work for you. Real results require consistent effort. If you believe healing is only possible through medications, they are valuable in managing your symptoms, but they often do not address the root cause. If you believe medication is the only way, this program is not for you. If you're not open to exploring new method, this approach might not align with your mindset. If you are suffering or if you have any physical trauma as the primary cause of your migraine attacks, so if your migraine attacks are caused by physical trauma such as a brain injury or a spinal cord injury, the this biochemical approach that we'll be using in the program may not be as effective for you. So this program will not suit you. This program will not suit you if you're not ready to invest in your health. Breaking free from chronic migraine attacks takes commitment. It takes mental, physical, and financial commitment. If prioritizing your health feels out of reach for you right now, even the best strategies will not yield results. So please don't join this program. This program is not for you if you want a quick fix. This program is about creating a sustainable long term change, not instant or just fleeting relief. We are not about that life. If you're looking for a magic bullet solution, this isn't the right fit for you. I don't want to waste your time, and I am really passionate about supporting you, helping you to really find relief. So, if this criteria don't suit, you don't fit, then this program is not for you. You can try somewhere else. This program is for you. If the following resonates with you, then this program is designed to help you achieve that transformation that you are seeking. And this program is for you if you are fully committed to your health. You are ready to take control of your migraine attack and you won't stop until you achieve lasting results. You are coachable and you are open to new strategies. You are willing to try something different and you want to follow a proven plan, even if it challenges your old habits, your old beliefs, and your mindset. You are willing to take that step, then this program is for you. If you are ready to prioritize yourself now, you recognize the urgency of improving your health and don't want to wait any longer to feel better, you're in the right place. This program is ideal for you. You are done letting migraine attack and dictate your your life. You are prepared to take action today. This program is for you. If you're motivated by a clear plan, you thrive with a structured roadmap, with a framework, and with expert guidance to help you navigate your unique journey, then this program is for you. If you're seeking lasting relief, this program is for you. You want to go beyond temporal fixes and uncover the root cause for you to achieve a sustainable migraine relief. You want it out of your life for good, then this program is for you. If you're willing to work collaboratively with others, you value working with an experienced expert and specialist to identify the nuances in your condition and develop a personalized approach tailored to your needs, then this program is for you. Why why am I emphasizing on this? Why does this really matter? Because guess what? Your health is your greatest asset. And there is no better time than now to invest in it. If you meet the criteria for who this program is not for, I want you to be upfront with yourself. This program will not be productive for either of us. But if you see yourself in the who this program is for section and everything aligns with you, then you are exactly the type of person who can experience transformation you've been dreaming of. This is your opportunity to take control, break free from all those old patterns, and create a life where migraine attacks no longer hold you back. Together, we will build a roadmap to a pain free, fulfilling life. I want you to have a pain free life. You have two choices. You are here right now. Are you going to go on the success path and ride the success express train with the rest of us that are in migraine remission and living our best life? We're living a healthier and wealthier life. Or do you want to keep piecing around things together, doing all the social media thing, and remain in the struggle express? The decision is yours. Remember, the gap is super wide, so choose wisely. If you are ready to commit, let's do this. I'm here to guide you every step of the way. The next step is for you to schedule a 60 minutes consultation where either myself or one of our team member, we have a deep dive. We call this your mini health audit. We'll have the consultation with you, and we'll see if this program will really work for you, and we'll create a strategic plan that you can use. We're looking forward to hearing from you, and we want to support you to achieve migraine relief because it is possible. It is possible for you to achieve complete and utter remission from migraine. So schedule your consultation today.
Amazing. Just hearing everyone's stories, including your own, knowing that I'm not alone with all of this. It's been amazing, and I've definitely learned. I'm definitely learning like how I can better manage my migraines, and also to kind of if as and when another one will probably crop up, learning to manage the symptoms better. So trying to do a bit more in-depth stuff. I feel like I'm being more confident to advocate for myself and for migraine people who have migraines anyway, because I've always pushed it to the side and a little bit myself personally and always ignored it. But I know it's a major factor as to why my other symptoms may occur. So,
Yeah.
and I've just appreciate you all and being part of it. So thank you.
Do it. Yeah, I'd say do it. I'd say you've literally got nothing to lose, especially because sometimes when you have your migraines, you lose so much. One of the things that we spoke about in one of the sessions was how much financially do you think you've lost as a result of having migraines? So, how often would you have not applied for a particular job because you thought it might have triggered your migraines, or if you've had too many sick days, you wouldn't have been able to stay long. So there's a massive opportunity there that you might not have experienced because of your migraines. So you've already lost so much, so you might as well just give it a go because you never know.
When you're suffering alone, whether you like it or not, and you feel very alone until someone goes, oh yeah, that happens to me, and you go, oh thank God. But yeah, no, it's been great. I'm like, oh my God, that would be amazing. It didn't help that I was, especially 4 weeks ago, I was very much in a state of, oh God, I get so stressed and anxious about it, and because I get migraines when I get stressed, I was like, well, that all looks quite nice. And because my partner has migraines as well, I thought, well, yeah, it couldn't hurt, right? Like it just couldn't hurt to learn, and I'm really glad I did because it's been so helpful and informative.
That's good.